What? What? Yeah, surprise! I am now a mommy of 2. Can you believe it? Because I sure as heck can't. I didn't even think I was going to be able to have a second child there for a while. But it all started where Chummy Bee and I were realizing that Baby Bee was growing up really fast. And we really wanted him to have a sibling. Ready for the challenge of being parents of 2, we began trying to have a baby. But as we know, nothing is easy in this world. When it came to Baby Bee, the first time we tried, we got pregnant. No lie, he was ready for the world. Second baby wasn't as simple. My period stopped, it must be. Oh, what? I'm not? Maybe I just checked too early. This happened with 2 cycles. I didn't get my period, but didn't get a positive pregnancy test. I wound up going into the OBGYN, to which they confirmed I was in fact not pregnant. They put me on some pills to kickstart my period again. Ow, why did I ask for this? Nom nom nom. Then we went back to trying. Again, my period stopped, and again it wasn't because I was pregnant. I had to go back on the pills, then check if I was ovulating using this little happy face stick to let me know if I was in fact ovulating, because if I wasn't, something else was completely wrong. But thankfully, after the next round of pills, I got the happy face on my ovulation test and continued to try. My period came as normal, but no pregnancy. It was months. I was beginning to lose hope that it was even going to happen. I mean, they couldn't even explain to me why my period wasn't coming the first time. It just kind of stopped happening and came back. Then one day I just felt off. It's funny because with Baby Bee, I felt that I was pregnant. I knew I was, I just knew. All my friends and family members laughed at me, saying it was way too early to even know you're pregnant, but lo and behold, I took a pregnancy test and I was pregnant! Ha! Take that, you losers! But it happened again. I tried to not get my hopes up and went to take a pregnancy test. What? Oh my god, Chummy Bee!
What?
We were beyond happy, and I was a bit scared at the same time, thinking it might be a fluke since I was having so much letdowns lately. But as we went in, which was 3 months later, which made me anxious on end because with Baby Bee, I went right in and wanted to make sure everything was okay with my baby, but in North Carolina, apparently you have to wait 3 months for them to even see you. Maybe it's because of COVID, I don't know, but it seemed everything was going along fine though. We took pictures at Magic Kingdom, which we went on a vacation to Disney World together to make the announcement, and the whole time at Disney World was painful. I was only about a month pregnant. I was getting horrible sciatica going down my legs and back. Each step was so painful that Chummy Bee had to rent out a wheelchair. Thank God a friend was with me to help me push Baby Bee's stroller, otherwise I would have been so embarrassed than I already was, looking like some weird contraption of a caterpillar maneuvering around like a train in Tomorrowland. I was scared something was going wrong in this pregnancy already. Finally, it was time for me to go in and see the baby on the ultrasound, which ironically, the nurse had Disney music playing in the background from Epcot. It follows me everywhere. They said the baby looked happy and healthy, then asked if I wanted to get blood drawn to find out the gender of the baby early. Now, Chummy and I were hoping for a girl since we had our little pride and joy of a boy already. But regardless, we were happy with whatever gender came out because, hey, I was able to get pregnant and I didn't think that was going to be a thing. And plus, no matter what the gender, I'm going to love the baby to its fullest anyway. So it didn't really matter, just of course I wanted the girl a little more. So we were hopeful since my symptoms were so much different from being pregnant with Baby Bee. I couldn't stand the sight or smell of chicken. I was puking up a lot. Couldn't take the taste of toothpaste. Was craving anything with cheese. Got a lot of pains. Was turning into a bowling ball rather fast. And did I mention I was puking a lot? Yeah, it was kind of hell. But one thing that was similar was the panic attacks. I would get bad panic attacks where it felt like I couldn't breathe even though I was breathing just fine. I would pace around the house, cry because all I wanted to do was get some sleep, but these only happened at nighttime and it was suffocating. They would happen out of nowhere for no reason at all. It was the worst part, even worse than the vomiting. I would have definitely preferred the vomiting. Then it was the middle of the night. I decided to check my health charts on my phone and realized I got a message from my doctor. Gender reveal, open when ready. With bated breath, I tapped the letter to find out I was having another baby boy. I was a bit disappointed to not have a girl, but I immediately was full of love for my little boy. I could care less. However, I went in for another ultrasound to check on baby, and you could now clearly see his body, his head, little feet and arms. Now the ultrasound tech nurse made me feel like she was gonna toss me from a window. Man, the baby is so active. It's moving everywhere. Come on, little guy, you need to move this way. I'm just gonna press down a bit. I'm sorry, I know it's uncomfortable. Yow, ow, Jesus. Man, he's still not cooperating. What the heck? Come on, baby. Yow, god dang, woman. Let me just press harder. Mother of mercy, woman, I am not a bop it.
Bop it. Twist it. Pull it.
But as we were sitting there and looking at the ultrasound, something didn't quite look right. I was looking at his leg, looking back at the ultrasound tech to see if she was making any faces, and kept holding my breath. The foot on the leg looked almost broken. My heart was beating fast and she was zooming in on it, making some sounds as she clicked away on her keyboard. What does that mean? It looks like the baby might have clubfoot. Let me get a doctor. She ran out of the room like an emergency was gonna happen. I started to freak out. Then she came back and told us to go sit in the room next door, that the doctor will come and speak to us in a moment. I started crying, fearing something was horribly wrong with my baby. As we sat and waited for the doctor in the room, which felt like an eternity, she finally came in and sat down, saying she looked at the scans and believes our son had bilateral clubfoot, which she believed at that moment it was isolated, which means it didn't come with any neurological problems like Down syndrome. She told me that since I did one of those tests to check everything, that the probability of my baby having Down syndrome would be at 1%. That the baby would have to go through a series of things in order to get his feet corrected, but that it was fixable. I was overwhelmed with information, and she dropped this hell of a line: if you wish to consider termination of the baby, that is an option too. She handed me a tissue, then walked out of the room to give us privacy. I just remember crying in Chummy B's arms as we frantically Googled what clubfoot was. Clubfoot is basically when the baby's feet are curved inwards. They point towards the rear and are stuck that way, but it's treatable. I knew I was in it for the long haul. There was no way I was going to terminate my pregnancy. I met with the doctors, to which they calmed my nerves and walked me through the process. He would have to go through 5 weeks of casting, a week after he's born, then we'll need to get a tendon surgery to help keep his feet straight. After that, he would have to wear boots with a bar on it until he was 5 years old. This part devastated me, but the doctor explained that the boots and bar usage goes down with time, so he would have to wear it for 3 months for 23 hours. Then another 3 months, he gets to take it off for 8 hours. Then it goes on until he just wears it for bedtime. I felt so awful going through all the information. I felt at fault. I felt I did something wrong. Did I eat something I shouldn't have? Did I bend in a weird way? Did I hit my stomach? The doctors reassured me it had nothing to do with me, and it's a common condition that happens sometimes. So I tried to shake the thoughts and continued on with my pregnancy. I was so extremely tired. I was napping whenever I had the chance, then trying my best to eat and keep things down. Baby B was often there for me. He rubbed my back saying, "It's okay, mommy," as I threw up. Got me bottles of water or tissue if I needed it. He was so completely sweet. He was beyond excited to set up the nursery for his brother, get toys for him, and always reminded me of what I needed for the baby. He was on top of things. I'm so thankful for my little baby bee. He was constantly kicking the crap out of me, especially when I wanted to sleep. Whenever Chummy Bee would touch my belly, the baby would go wild kicking him. Whenever he heard his voice, he did that too. Once he got him good in the face. Then I got word that if I didn't give birth by February 1st, I would be induced. And yep, little baby was comfortable in there, so I had to go get him forced out. There is no thing that is more anxious than getting the freaking Pitocin. You are literally just waiting there in bed until the pain kicks in, and boy did that mother flapper kick in.
Are you Jess?
Yeah, I'm Jess.
You're Jess.
Yeah.
Man, you have to be such an idiot to believe all that. Oh, mama! Ah! Did I want that epidural? Let me tell you. The guy rushed in and bonked that needle into my spine. Always the weirdest feeling. I know they always say the epidural hurts like a biznitch, but man, I don't know what they're on. I hardly feel it since the contractions are already kicking my ass. As I was bent over getting it done, I look over into the hallway to see the door on the other side opened. There was a younger girl in there having contractions, and God, did she look like she was in terrible pain herself. We both were moaning like sick cows from it, and we made eye contact. We freaking almost harmonized like professional barnyard animals, but she was waiting for my epidural guy to come over. Her face of, hurry the F up, give him to me, God take me now. And yeah, I didn't blame her in the slightest, but as I got a bit of relief with the epidural, it wasn't much. With Baby Bee, man, they shot me with that epidural and I felt absolutely nothing. I felt great. I was just numb and couldn't move anything below my waist, but I loved it. Here, I only got numb down the left side of my leg, and it just made the contractions a little less painful. Is this normal? Yeah, they want you to feel pressure so you know when to push. Also, if you need more of the epidural, it feeds through a tube here and you can click the button if you need more. Fuel me up, baby mama's in pain! It didn't do absolutely anything. Okay, hun, the heart rate of your baby is going all over the place from your positioning, so you're gonna have to go on your knees until he's ready to pop. Excuse me? Can you believe I had to lay like this? In pain? I was in so much pain and I had to lay like this until little comfortable Junior in there was ready to go. I passed out from all the pain, woke back up to it, and saw the doctors huddled around me saying it was time. So I laid on my back with my legs up in the air, feeling immense pressure. Let us know when you feel like you need to push, okay? Then they were idly chit-chatting in front of me. Oh, I'ma start pushing, alright? This baby is coming out. Now, the doctor that was delivering my baby, I swear I was being stretched in more ways than I ever been thanks to her, like a dentist who opens a mouth but just keeps going until the jaw breaks off, if you catch my drift. 45 minutes of pushing. Finally, he was perfect. Yes, he had his little club feet, but they were cute as well. I was just so happy in that moment that I was able to have him. Everything checked out perfectly healthy for him. No neurological problems, just little club feet, and I was so happy to add him to our family. Baby Bee was the most excited of all though. After weeks and weeks of asking and waiting, he finally got to see his brother.
Sweetie? Oh, he's gonna cry.
I'll never forget that moment. Now they are best friends and constantly laughing and smiling together. But of course it's not always perfect because Baby Bee is a high energy 5-year-old and sometimes butts heads literally with him or plays a little rough. Hey, they are a bundle of joy though. Even though I don't get any sleep. But I signed up for this. Oh. Now that I think about it, we can't really call you Baby Bee anymore, can we?
Who's that Pokemon?
It's Pikachu.
It's
KB! And as for this baby, he shall now be known as Jujubee.
Seriously?
Yes! Thank you for watching my video, it really means a lot. Yeah, having this second child has been a lot and taken a lot of getting used to. I also found out that clubfoot is sometimes hereditary. So my father was adopted from Quebec, Canada. So we don't know a lot about his family, like his actual family, because they didn't want any contact or anything like that. So my dad doesn't know anything about his parents. They were telling me, did anyone in your family have bunions? Because little Baby Bee's feet his big toe is being overlapped by the toe that's beside it, and I didn't really put 2 and 2 together because my dad had bunions, so his toes did the same thing, and his feet were curved inward, and he had curved bones in the bottom of his legs. So from what the doctor was saying, he believes that my baby got clubfoot from my father, and that my father had like a minimal case of clubfoot that wasn't corrected, and that's probably why he looked bull-legged and he had trouble walking, which everything just fell into place. And at that moment, especially since this baby does look a lot like my father, I really truly felt like he was sending him to me, so it was a piece of comfort. Figured to share that. Pretty crazy. But again, thank you for watching. If you have any ideas for any other videos you'd like me to touch upon, or if you'd like me to talk more about this pregnancy or anything else in between, I'd be more than happy to make a video on that. Yeah, thank you for watching. See you in the next one. Bye bye!